Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome along. Here we are back at Online Darts. Just going to zoom my camera in a little bit. It's a little bit off. 2 seconds. That should be better, hopefully. Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone is good. What's everyone up to? Come in, say hi, and let us know as we get ready for what should be another fabulous day of action on the European Tour session number 3 as we get going here today. What is going down, everyone? Dan Dawson in the crowd. Let me just get the text updated on screen for you. Kicking off, James Wade against Cameron Menzies. Should be a good little battle, that one. There we go, text updated on screen for you all. Come and say hi in the chat room, whatever you are up to. James Wade has won the ball as well. So let's run you through the afternoon session. James Wade against Cameron Menzies, Danny Noppert against Karol Sedlacek, Ross Smith against Ricardo Pietreczko. Then we have Damon Heta taking on Mario Vandenbogaerde, Chris Dobey taking on Wessel Nijman, Stephen Bunting against Darius Labanauskas. Remember, a win for Bunting and he goes to world number 4. That world number 4 spot could change hands a couple of times this weekend depending on results between Bunting and Johnny Clayton, with Rob Cross not playing. Then we have Dave Chisnall taking on Luke Woodhouse, and Martin Schindler will not play. He has a bye due to Rob Cross's withdrawal, everyone. That is the schedule. Morning, Julie. Yeah, I have caught. I had a lovely night's sleep. Thank you very much. Yeah, after running on 90 minutes sleep for the whole of yesterday, today refreshed and feeling good. How are we doing, Walter? Hope you are good. How are we doing, Chris? I am, mate. I feel fabulous today. I can't remember the last time I had about 10 hours sleep. It feels wonderful. And Mr. Brzezinski is on the stage, which means we are ready to rock and roll. Why, thank you very much, Chris. So, first game up, the Maverick Scotsman Cameron Menzies against the machine, the robot that just carries on doing it after 3 decades in James Wade. Not a problem at all, Water, not a problem at all. My pleasure. James is Rob Cross. We don't know is the honest answer. He just said he was, or the post on his social media was, he woke up Friday morning and felt unwell. I'm guessing he'd have flown home Friday. So, look, will he be okay by Tuesday for the Pro Tours? Quite possibly. I certainly would expect to see him. I certainly wouldn't expect him not to play on Thursday. You got a face like that guy. Just love that, Chris. Love that. Menzies is on stage. So, excuse me. We are ready. The players are ready, and it's tungsten time. That's the great Paul Starr said. Right. Score predictions then. What are you saying, everyone? Got a feeling Cammy's 6-4. I think it'll be interesting. As well. It's because it's Easter, it's not hot, but I have got a hot cross bun today as well. Little snack to get me through till tea time. Why, thank you, Chris. Why, thank you. James Wade is now on the stage. He's done his autographs. And he is now ready to take on Cameron Menzies. I tell you, Menzies definitely doesn't look himself. The same as he didn't yesterday. I know he won yesterday, but he definitely doesn't look himself. Whether the game against the Decker and the abuse he took has taken its toll, but definitely not himself. Mr. Bevins, the calculator, is on stage. James Wade has won the ball and will kick us off. No, you're rolling the dollars in Saturday and that. Look, Luke's doing well for himself, isn't he? There's no denying that. But this wonderful Saturday afternoon, sun is shining, darts is on. Let's do this, everyone. Menzies needs to see someone I think would help his game massively and properly. But no, look, Michael, look, Cameron Menzies has an incredible A game. For me, could be a top 16 player. Definitely top 20. But we are underway. Oh, has the internet gone down already in Risa? Because interesting. Looks like they've had internet problems already. Fingers crossed the score graphic catches up. If not, let's have a look to see if the alternatives are working. James Wade, Cameron Menzies. No, that one's not working. Right, this one is potentially working. Right, Right, we'll give it to the end of this leg. If not, I will do some jiggery and some pokery. Yeah, James, I've got Flash already, mate. That's the one. James Wade does take the opener. Now let me right. I'm just going to have to recrop some bits. 2 seconds, everyone. I need to add input. Right, let me now crop this in. James Wade leads 2-0 whilst I get this up and running. Oh, and Flash score stopped working now as well. Marvellous. It looks like everything is broken in reset. Just what we wanted. Not. It genuinely looks like everything is dead. I have got some sugar-free Dr. Pepper and some cherry Pepsi Max. How are we doing, Great Showman? Good day. How are we doing? Ooh, Battle of the Dark Cards. Yeah, Wade 2-1. Literally. Oh, he's Flash score back running, maybe a little bit. It certainly looks like everything is broken in Risa. But I'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on instead then. And it is 2-1 to James Wade currently. Again, it looks like everything has died. Yeah, Flash score's about a leg behind at the moment, where I'm just going to have a look on 365 to see if they've got any stats or not. My guess is they won't. In play, darts. That's interesting that 365 have got stats, yet they pull it from the same way that we do. That's interesting. But Cameron Menzies has levelled it up at 2-2. The Maverick Scotsman are back-to-back legs. We are level again once more. Just another Saturday morning. How we doing, Ron? Yeah, again, this is the problems that they have when they use older venues that are perhaps not as technologically advanced as some of the newer arenas. But Wade and Menzies currently 2 legs apiece. Again, what's everyone up to today? Anything interesting? Let me know. The sun is shining here in the south of the UK. Hope it is where you are as well. Look, James is an incredible player. There's no denying that fact. But James Wade misses a dart at tops, and Cameron Menzies has now won 3 legs on the spin. This mercurial talent, the Maverick of Menzies, is now beating James Wade. Aidan, 100%, I think Cameron Menzies is a top 32 player. He arguably has the game, I'm not saying the mental capacity, but has the game to be a top 16 player. He can be that good. Just a great shot at the stance there. The throw is lovely. Nothing moves. When he is on, he is such a good watch. Menzies down to 1-3-1. what did you think of Ridge yesterday? Look, Callan, again, is another incredible talent. That he had a couple of off legs, and Mario played really well. Look, Callan and Callan supporters will be frustrated because he was in a winning position, but also a lot of credit in that situation has to go to Mario Vandenbogaerde because he played exceptionally well. It is 4-2 to Cameron Menzies. 4 legs on the spin against the machine, James Wade. Wow, that's a no from me. There's definitely more. Consistency, probably Ron. I'm not arguing that, but for me, Cameron Menzies' ceiling and Cameron Menzies' A game is good enough to be a top 16 player. Look, consistency. Yeah, that comes down to consistency, Ron. If I'm looking at just the upper levels, right, do I think Cameron Menzies has got a higher level than people in the top 16? Yes, I do. But the others are more consistent. But if Menzies can sort that consistency out, he will be a threat. Morning, Brad. There seems to be internet issues in the venue that even Flash Score is running miles behind. Name them. No problem at all. I personally think Cameron Menzies has a higher ceiling than Damon Heta. In terms of ceiling, James Wade. Currently, Peter Wright, Danny Noppert. Arguably, Chris Dobey. But these others are more consistent. But if you said to me, if these players go to their peak level, I think Menzies has a better one. We saw glimpses of it last year on the Pro Tour. Ron, this sport is all about opinions. I'm not saying mine's right, but it's my opinion. James Wade back in this. Well, I just think that we saw it. Look, mentally, could he live up to it? Probably not. But in terms of ability-wise, he is incredible. And Cameron Menzies just pinned the ball for a 1-2-4. And Menzies is 5-3 in front. The bullseye was almost dead centre as well. Brad, that's a different argument. At their very best, maybe not. But I'm talking right now. Right now, in my opinion, Cameron Menzies is a better player than Peter Wright. In my opinion, consistently. James Wade that we're seeing right now, I think Cameron Menzies has a higher ceiling. Longevity, not a question. You are right. They are two of the all-time greats. But right now, they're not playing that way. How are we doing? Dave, hope you are good, mate. Hope Australia is good. Dave says, I hate games both. I just want them both to win. I disagree. I think Cameron Menzies beats Peter Wright probably seven times out of 10. Peter's more inconsistent than Cammy at the moment. James Wade looking at tops to keep this one going. And he misses. He gives Menzies a chance at the big fish, but it doesn't go. Live Lounge on Monday. I asked God what you think. Oh, take. James Wade just gives it the. There it is. There's tops. This is the leg for Menzies. He has the darts. If Wade breaks, he will be favourite because he'll have the darts in the decider. James Wade is putting pressure on Menzies here. A poor visit from Menzies was punished by Wade. But then Cammy finds a maximum of his own. This leg in the balance. Menzies has left that 1-2-4 again. What can James Wade leave? Could do with another treble here. It's in the balance. Menzies does not get a dart at 1-2-4 to win it. A deflection was not kind. But he's going to get another go wrong. Phil, do you get a PDC TV free as part of your press package? No, mate, I have to pay for my own PDC TV. £50 a year. Menzies has missed 2 match darts and James Wade punishes him. We are going the distance. Afternoon, Joe. Hope you are good, mate. James Wade finds double 16. Don't often see him in that corner of the board after Menzies. Pins. Oh, I like. Oh, did anyone just watch that? So James Wade didn't fist pump or shake hands for the last leg. Cameron Menzies stood behind him and pretended to go like that because Wadey didn't. Free tickets. Have I had a couple of tickets free across the years? Yes. Because I've asked, but normally we don't get them. But a couple of across the year, occasionally, yeah. Ron, if you listen to what I said consistency is the issue. My point was, in terms of levels and ceiling, the Cameron Menzies' ceiling is incredibly high. Does he hit it all the time? Absolutely not. When he is free flowing, it is incredible. James Wade has also missed a match start at the bullseye. Menzies has also missed the bullseye. They have both had match darts. James Wade, normally machine-like on double 10, misses. Hi, Ron. And Cameron Menzies comes back looking at 9 for double 8. Menzies beats Wade. The old dude needed Wade to win for 200, but ouch. I like that Cameron Menzies having a bit of a joke on stage with Kurt Bevins. And the Maverick Scotsman marches on. Why would you pick Wade? Up next, it is Danny Noppert against Karol Sedlacek. Go on, Cammy, go and talk to Philip. Go and talk to Mr. Brzezinski. So, James Wade departs. Tough match. Yeah, it is. Look, again, consistency-wise, can Sedlacek, who played well yesterday, can he back it up again today? I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I would pick Noppert in this one. Bit of Hauser. Yeah, and did you see Cammy behind giving it the shaking his hand himself? Menzies just didn't. Yeah, look, I agree that it wasn't a great watch. Just trying to get the clip, because you can. Rewind on PDC TV now, which is a good little feature. Let's see if at the moment, flash score is a nightmare because it doesn't. You can't instantly click into the next game. 2 seconds. Hopefully, this is why I don't like flash score, because everything is just in a different place to what I want it to be and need it to be. Hopefully the other one will be fixed in a minute. Yeah, I saw that there, yeah. To be fair, he's not one that you'd associate with carrying a lot of equipment. Right, about 30 seconds, everyone, till we get this show back on the road. Right, it looks like they've caught up. Let's see if this match starts on Bet Radar or not. Afternoon. If I'm being honest, I've not even looked at the horse racing yet. I might have a look in a second. But Noppert, the number 12 seed against Sedlacek. Mullins takes this one. Fairs. Mr. Brzezinski is back on stage. More consistent run, agreed. But for me, Danny Noppert does not have Cameron Menzies' scoring ability. Players are more than just what they want. Yeah, look, you can't deny Danny Noppert won the UK Open. It's an incredible achievement. But the level he had to produce to win that tournament, it's unlikely that you'll see someone win a major with those averages again and performances. Look, could it happen? Absolutely. But I'd be surprised. What if Noppert shows his best like Bunting him this game? Look, Danny Danny can play, there's no question about that. But again, for me, he's more of a grinder. We don't see those high levels from him too often. I am very, very good. Hey, how are you? Let's go. Should show us the scores in a second. Sedlacek. If you had a second tier Premier League, who would be in it? Oh. Who would I... a second 8 almost. Johnny Clayton. Josh Rock. I'm not going to include Anderson in all this because he should be in tier 1 but obviously doesn't want to play. Ross Smith. Mike DeDecker. Well, how many have I said here? So, Johnny Clayton. Josh Rock. Ross Smith. Mike DeDecker. Joe Cullen. Dirk. And there's 6. 2 more. Scott Williams. And Gian Van Veen, I think. If we're talking about ranking and everything, Brad, yeah, 100%. But I want to see entertainers and quick players mainly. And look, for me, if you're going off ranking, Heta should be in the top tier, being world number 7. I think it's probably a little bit for him and Clayton. The world number 6 and 7, putting them in tier 2 would be a little disrespectful. Springer or Schindler for the German audience, yeah, that's a good call. All right. Danny has won the darts, but it looks like the old Tinternet is still playing up in Risa. So we'll have to stick with flash score for the minute. Scott Mickey Manson and Justin Piper are great watches. Yeah. No, I love Scott Mitchell to bits, to be fair. I get on really well with him, but... Oh, no, 100%. Nico Springer has all the ingredients to be a top player. Karel Sedlacek has taken the opener against Noppert. And again, on his own darts, Noppert's scoring power just a little bit questionable. It looks like Sedlacek has warmed up. Could you imagine if the Premier League was Mickey Mansell, Liam Mandel Lawrence, Mensur Suljovic, Justin Pipe, Scott Mitchell? We'd have to start at 3 in the afternoon. If that was the Premier League, I'd rather put pins in my eyes. Or only play 4 matches. Oh, could you imagine? Right, where were we? Sedlacek in control of leg 2 at the moment as well. What happened to Harry Ward? He's got a young family, and darts isn't the be all and end all to him. Look, great player, Harry Ward. No, Gavlis does not have a tour card. Sedlacek is 2-0 to the good. Just spoken to one of the guys in Risa, and I can confirm that the internet is horrific in Risa. Let's just going to try and look at something in a minute. So let me I might be able to use the 365 widget. That might look a little bit better. 2 seconds, everyone, as we try and make things look a little bit let me. Sedlacek is 3-0 to the good. Let me see if this works. My worry is because it's a bookmaker site, it won't. Yeah, 365 won't load in the software. That's annoying. Yeah, that's very annoying. We tried, but right now, Sedlacek averaging 102, Noppert 92 at the moment. Afternoon, last suspect, hope you are good. What a month for sport, Masters, Crucible, multiple Grand Prix, film pass making darts. Well, you know, I can get behind some of them. I'm not. I struggle to get behind F1. I'm not gonna lie. Sedlacek is absolutely bossing this 4-0. Noppert has woken up in this leg, but still has a lot of work to do. Is your namesake? Look, I'd be surprised if Ronnie didn't go to the Crucible. F1 is even more elitist than PDC darts. Look, I don't even pretend to watch or like F1. I'll have a quick glance to see who's winning and things like that. Noppert has a leg back on the board here. Phil, are you any good at darts? Not anymore. No, I'm awful. I still know the math and everything like that, but the execution now is just very poor. To be fair, let me switch the camera. Let me switch the other cameras on a second. We should be able to have a little chuck. So Noppert has come back into this tie. Sedlacek's performance level has dropped and Noppert's has risen. Are we getting a comeback here? I'm just speaking to someone at one of the companies to see if we can get a better feed from somewhere. We both missed darts here. And huge moments between 5-1 and 4-2. It is 4-2. Danny Noppert, back-to-back legs. Brad, I have got two traders are going to price it up for me by the time we start the Pro Tour. So we will get one, 100%. again, Noppy's scoring phase of his game is not where it needs to be. Only a front 9 of 95. That needs to be a lot higher. What bet did you want? So we were asked last night, Jack, about who I think will win every tournament between now and the end of the year, TV major. So we're just pricing up a ridiculous one. I feel this is one for my work. Do you know where I can find a list of all broadcasters of 2026 piece as well? I think it will tell you a lot. No, I haven't got a clue, mate. I don't think that is listed anywhere. I might be wrong, but I've never seen it listed in terms of all the international broadcasters or new deals. That I'm sure they are in the middle of negotiating new deals and things like that. That's what we said, Jack. It was just like, we'll just get it for a bit of a joke, a bit of a laugh bet, and if it comes in, then wow. How are we doing, Anthony? Good to have you in. So I didn't include the Worlds in this, but I went with Premier League Littler, World Cup England, Match Play Price, World Series Finals Littler, World Grand Prix Clayton, European Championship Humphreys, Grand Slam Anderson, Players Championship Finals MVG. And Noppert keeps this one alive. And it is a break. Sedlacek had darts, or had the throw to win it there, didn't take it. What and well, if my predictions are anywhere near correct, which they won't be, I'm not stupid enough to think that, but I've got Gary Anderson winning the Grand Slam, and we all know what that means. The winner of the Grand Slam normally goes on, or certainly the last 3 years, the winner of the Grand Slam has won the Worlds. Come and get an interview. I shall certainly try, mate, yes. Who's going to win the first one? Oh, look. It's going to be mental, isn't it? That someone... two are going to play a game of darts for £1 million. Danny Noppert is back within one, and now 365 is broken. It looks like the internet really is having an absolute mare in reset. He'd get an invite, Sam. I don't look. I genuinely, and people go, oh, he'd take it. I don't think he would. I think if the format changed and it was just one game a night, you may convince him to play. But under its current guise and format, I don't think he plays. Just Ken, all we were told was on Rob's social media that he wasn't feeling well. PDC won't like that. I watch them scrap it next year. Look, I genuinely having spoken to Gary quite a lot and at length, and not always on camera. Look, we've been out for food and things like that, just chatting to him in general. Playing 3 games a night, I just don't think he'd do it. This Noppert dude is a bit... It is a stunning comeback from Noppert. He looked dead and buried. But Sedlacek does beat the freeze 6-4 to Sedlacek. What is Gary? Just the old format where you play 1 game a night. He seems like okay. To be fair, our customary is a Waggers. Hi, Phil. On the way to West Ham with my boys, watching you on YouTube. Nice, Stephen. Hope you and your boys enjoy the West Ham game. And Corral, Sedlacek. Didn't know that. So yeah, we Wagamama's is the dish of choice. Or sorry, restaurant of choice. But Sedlacek joins Cameron Menzies into the last 16, and so far today both seeds have fallen. James Wade and Gianni Noppert. Coming up next, it will be Ross Smith against Riccardo Pietreczko. Let's get this one up and running. Let's put that one there. Where's that one? Go. And let's go. Have a little chuck matter. Coming out the hand sideways at the moment. miles away from double 12. I'm using the Dobey dart at the moment. Which they're not coming out of the hand well at all. See that one, such a snatchy release where my fingers just don't open quick enough anymore. After having the hips, dart 1 was fine, but then those last two, my fingers just don't open quick enough. See, they're fine. When I can get the fingers to open, it's thing. But you see the ones 2 throws ago, when they just don't leave the hand. A lot of it's upstairs, Ken, where I had the hips. Like that. Again, the fingers just don't open, so you're then halfway, instead of releasing like there, the fingers don't open, so you're there and then they're going all over the place. That throw was alright. Pictures are back, won't be too long. True, 100%. Right, it's like there. That's the dart where I can feel it. The fingers just don't release. I suppose could try different grips potentially. Like this is just I feel it's weird throwing from the front of the dart. I've always been a middle to rear gripper. But again, the darts aren't balanced for me. You hit a 9. No, the best I ever did was an 11. Too bad, the Valhalla's have gone quite well. Right. 3 more and then Ross Smith should be on stage. Here we go then, folks. And if I go like that. Right, what we saying in the chat room? Who have you got on this one? Ross Smith has the darts. Right. 6-4 Smith. Let's see if we've got any better internet this time. Oh, they may have fixed the other site. We may be working. Let's quickly right, it looks as if we're up and running again. How we doing, Scott? Hope you are doing. Jonathan Smudger, Phil's fastest day. Nothing wrong with that. But here we go. Ross Smith piles in a max to leave double 12, but it may not matter if Pietreczko can go fishing. And it doesn't. So Ross Smith to hold in the opener. Pins double 12, 1-0 to Ross Smith. Remember, it's not been a happy hunting ground for the Seeds in the opening 2 games. Is Ross Smith going to stop that trend? Remember, Pietreczko didn't play particularly well yesterday, but got the job done. Ross Smith, we know when he's on, is one of the biggest scorers in the world of darts. Again, Pietreczko is in control here of the leg on his own darts. Down to 81. Only a huge visit from Ross Smith applies pressure. And that's not enough. So Pietreczko 81 to level. For the ball. Oh, Ricardo, you cheeky little sausage, says to Ross Smith, you can't take this out, and he's right. I'd take better doubling percentages than 180 bomb percentage. Yes and no. Like, I fully still subscribe to Bobby's theory of scores for show, doubles for dough to a point. However, the way that these kids now are power scoring, it does kind of change the dynamic because they are scoring so heavily. They're giving themselves more opportunities than the not so big scorers. So because they're almost a visit ahead sometimes with the scoring, that sometimes they're giving themselves an extra visit to get out. But ultimately, if you don't hit doubles, you don't win games. I agree. But that power scoring does play a massive part. That Smudger could do with a treble here and finds a treble one. That just opens the door for Pietreczko. Didn't work for no, but it didn't, and that's why I said ultimately it's still down to double hitting. But you look at the number of chances Littler gave himself. Granted, he didn't take them this time around. But the very top players aren't going to continue to miss. If their scoring is on, at some point they will hit doubles. Look, in a short format, yes, it cost Littler. But if that match had been first to 10 or so on, would he have started to hit those doubles that he was having the chances to? You never know. Bo is the best 180 hitter I've ever seen. She's a great 180 hitter. I don't argue that. Is she the best? I think Littler would have something to say about that, Ron. Go for a little pet. No worries, Scott. See you in a little bit, my friend. Ross Smith, 52 to re-establish that lead here. All legs on throw so far. It is 2-1. This is good from Pietreczko. Little hit and 1 every 7 visits. It's not bad, is it? He's double or over double anyone else in this year's Premier League, which is ridiculous. Again, good leg from Pietreczko here. Dominant on his own throw, looking like he should level this tie up. But a maximum from Ross Smith has just given him something to think about. But that's good from Pietreczko. 2 legs all. Good standard here so far. Everything in the sound is in double. Shouldn't be. Anyone else having that issue? No issue here. Cheers, salesman. Pietreczko is going to have to try and break the Ross Smith throw somehow. But this is dominant. I was about to say, Antoinette, you've probably got a second window open somewhere. No problem at all. Ross Smith has made a mess of the setup, but lucky enough, Pietreczko is not in the same neighbourhood as him, so it won't matter. But 16 for double, 16 for Ross Smith and a 3-2 lead. And there it is, Smudger leads. And Pietreczko's average has just dropped below 90 for the first time. Ross Smith would like a bit of a cushion here. Doesn't matter how well you play, going into a last leg decider, it's still a 50-50 tie because they're all capable of doing big things in one leg. Pietreczko, a maximum would be nice. 140 gets him to a finish and he won't be. So there is a chance here for Ross Smith. 140 gets him to a finish. A 180 puts him in control. Is this the time where Ross Smith is making his move? It's all right, Antoinette. Don't be sorry. It's all good. Ross Smith here is powering his way to a potential 4-2 advantage. Treble 16 for double 16, and it goes 4-2 to Ross Smith. Pietreczko is now in a bit of trouble. Smudger has hit the afterburners. Yeah, no, look, Smudgers, in the last 3 or 4 weeks, we're just starting to see Ross Smith get back to where he was. Which can only be a good thing. He is in control. $61 for Smith to go within 1. There is a few, Ron. Yep. Ross Smith is 1 away. Yeah, it's a fair few. Can't wait for the game between Price and De Decker. Look, Mike De Decker is going to have to play better than yesterday. I'm not sure an 89 average or whatever it finished is going to cut it. Expecting a lot from Gezi. No, 81 for Ross Smith to seal a 6-2 victory. He's been very good here. Bullseye. 1 match start has gone for Ross Smith. You would expect him to get a couple more at some point, maybe not in this leg. And he is Pietreczko, cannot hit, missed 2 at double 16, 1 outside, 1 inside. Two at double 8 for Ross Smith. And Smudger is over the line. Brilliant stuff from him. It's a good performance from Smith. 102 average. And he books his day. On the final day of the Euro Tour number 3. Pietreczko departs. Ross Smith carries on. Coming up next, Damon Heta against Mario Vandenbogaerde. And not that one. Damon Heta has the darts. Should we have a little chuck again? Oh, he's having a bit of trouble straightly left-handed. Hold on. There it is. One with the old left hand. I've never ever counted. Perhaps found a way to get them out of the fingers quicker. Maybe not. So, chat room, what are we saying? Coming up next. Damon Heta against Mario Vandenbogaerde. What are we saying? Nothing wrong with that. One is better than none. Heads up, yeah, look. The big fish. $81. That's the one that just doesn't leave the hand. So we go with, I'll go with these ones, they've got a little scallop in. Ooh. The scallop does feel nice, to be fair. Right, 15 seconds until we get the pictures back. It will be Mario Vandenbogaerde against Damon Heta. Right, pictures are back, everyone. It's enough of me throwing a bag of spanners. So. Here we go, getting ready for the action. Right, let's do this. Mr. Brzezinski is on stage to get the players on. We are ready to do this, everyone. Welcome back to Online Darts again. If you haven't yet, make sure you drop us a like and subscribe, everyone. We massively appreciate all the support. Will it be Heta and Willa? That's what we're expecting, but nothing announced yet. Yeah, we're expecting it to be that. Super Mario making his way to the stage. Do you think Heta should have been chosen for the Premier League? I certainly think he should have been in the equation, as in someone to think about. Would I have picked him? Probably not, no. Let's see what. Let's have a quick listen to what he's going to walk on to.
Champion, wir begrüßen the Heat, Heta. Und dazu wird Sport gemacht, denn Sport, der ist gesund, aber nicht nur springen.
He's gone for some random German song again. But Mario played well yesterday to beat Callum Ridds. How long do you think this game will go on for? Look, both, they're not particularly quick players. So it could be a 15 minutes, 15, 16 minutes maybe. But both players are now on the stage. So we are ready. Yeah, that's the one, Coco. Right. Right, Damon Heta has got us underway. We are ready to rock and roll. But Mario Vandenbogaerde is in the mood. He played well yesterday and he started exactly the same here. First to 0 wins. Where does it say that? First to 6 wins. How does darts work? How does he win? It's first one to 6 legs wins the contest. Oh, and Damon Heta has missed the ball for the big fish. But he'll be back to put it right. Should be 9 for double 8. Is his normal MO. There's the 9. And that's now 3 darts Damon Heta has missed for the opening leg. Can Mario steal it with a big finish? He can't. Don't say Damon Heta falls over the line. He'd scored brilliantly, but then a whole host of missed doubles. Heta just asking more questions of Mario at the moment. Again, Heta only averaging 82 at the moment. Just think that it's a little bit too deliberate. I feel, I don't know about you guys watching, that Damon's Heta's best games are when he's got more rhythm and the throw is more fluent. It's not there at the moment. Heta averaging 77 at the moment. This is very un-Damon Heta-like. No pressure on the 120. Mario Vandenbogaerde will come back for double 10. Damon Heta has been an absolute mile off in this leg, scoring wise. And it is one leg all. It was very comfortable for Mario in that leg. This is better from Heta already than it was in the last leg. It was a darting disaster for him. But Mario is applying some pressure here. Heta needed that 2 treble visit. Gets him down to the champagne shot. Means that Mario will not be on a finish, so Damon Heta does not need to go the flamboyant bullseye route. Just tees up double 16. Clever. Decisive from Heta. We'll come back for double 16 and a 2-1 lead. But leg 1, the doubling wasn't convincing. Better this time around though from Damon Heta. 2-1. He leads. You just feel that Mario is always in this. He's got a brother called Luigi. Italian plumbers. What a game back in the day. Everyone loved a bit of Super Mario on the NES. And then Mario Kart on the N64. Those were the days. To be fair, forget all your Call of Duties and so on. Mario Kart is still one of the best games ever made. The plumber would be a good nickname for him. Mario down to a finish. Damon Heta. 18s, Damo. 18s from here, son. Yeah, well done. Now needs a treble. Can't find one. So, Vandenbogaerde has 6 to get rid of this one, 6-1. This game is still very firmly in the balance. Mario is averaging nearly 10 points, just under 10 points more than Heta. It is for the world number 7, Ron. I agree. Was it world number 6, 7? Yeah, I'd be expecting more from him. Heta missing big numbers. Just not applying enough pressure. Remember, Heta kicked off this leg with a max as well, and he hasn't got a dial at a double. He will be disappointed. Now he should get the chance. Another 16 for tops. Big moments there. Damon Heta has stolen that leg. He leads 3-1. How are we doing, James? Good to have you in. Yeah, look, Mario played really well against Callan yesterday. Really well indeed. But today, not so. As Damon Heta is 3-1 up. Maybe a little undeservedly, but nevertheless, he has taken his chances. Oh my god, it's non-live talking crap again. Ryan is back and Ryan's trying to be funny. But remember, Ryan, you had to subscribe to put your stupid comment in our chat room, and your engagement helps. So, thank you very much. Enjoy your wonderful Saturday, Ryan. This is better from Heta. As he fires in a maximum. Honestly, guys, it just works. Setting the chat room to controls to having to subscribe to comment means that Ryan had to take the time to subscribe and then comment, which is very, very nice of him to help our algorithm. 4-1 to the Heat now. But he's still only averaging 86. It's kind of just bare minimum from Heta at the moment. We know he's better than this. But for the Seeds, it's all about winning their first game. Damon Heta leads. Imagine Phil doing Gillette Soccer Saturday though. This is better from Vandenbogaerde here. but he still has a huge mountain to climb. But Damon Heta not threatening in this leg. Do you think Raymond Vandenbogaerde will ever be back in the top 32? I can think he can. I think he can get back in the top 32. Yeah. Do I think he can get any higher than the top 32? I'm not sure, but yeah, the top 32 is realistic. Yeah, gutted about Kevin Owens, Chris, as well. It was a great RKO though. Again, this leg from Heta on Mario's darts is very, very reminiscent of the one in leg 2 where he just wasn't on. So we have the ins and outs of Players' Championship entries 10 and 11, which will be Tuesday and Wednesday. At the moment, remember this might change. No Aspinall. Shush, we're trying to stream out here. Out, Aspinall, Bunting, Cross, De Decker, Toretta, Van Dongen and Walters. In, Labanauskas, Belmont, Ted Everts, Sneed, Campbell, Burness and Mould. So Bo has declined the invite to the Players' Championships. Why do I think Heyman will betray both Punk and Ray? I don't see him betraying Punk. I hope not. Yes, so unless the Pro Tours of the Women's Series. No. Damon Heta has gone completely off the boil here again. And then, of course, he finds a maximum. But this is a very indifferent performance from Damo. It is very, very hit and miss. Yeah, I agree, Chris. I was fully expecting her to be at the Players' Championships, and I'm gutted she's not. Mario's going to get a chance here to break the Heta throw. 11 and ball, or treble. Left double 14, but he's come inside. This will put Damon Heta within 1, and it goes. Damon Heta is 5-2 up, and that says that it's quite convincing, but it's been far from it. It also makes me think, Chris, that she doesn't want to talk hard and that she's so high up on the Dev Tour and Challenge Tour. Would I be surprised if she started to skip a few of those more as well? Yeah, but Coco, she also said back in November that she knows that she needs to play more and step outside the WDF circuit because she said her game has become stale by only playing in WDF and women's events. Well, 100%. And look, I know this is only from a UK point of view, but the ADC announcement that their prize money is now bigger than the Lakeside men's winner. Granted, I understand there's no separate ladies competition, but if the men's WDF keeps declining, then the women's one won't exist either, because TV companies aren't going to just take a women's only event. They'll have to run both, and if the biggest male players opt for the ADC over the WDF, the whole thing is in a world of trouble. Damon Heta has left double 18, and that's Mario Vandenbogaerde. Oh, he's got lucky there. It's still on. Treble 20 left the ball. Bullseye. Oh. Heta. Is a winner chicken dinner, that it wasn't convincing. Only 88 average from Heta. He's better than that. There we go. Wessel Nijman against Chris Dobey, and Wessel Nijman has won the ball as well. No, 100%. And look, Bo has proved that she can compete with the best. The thing is, as well, Chris, it's not just it's not just the money, like you say there. It's the exposure that goes with it. If you're at Ali Pali, you can charge more for back patches and things like that, because the exposure you get is so much bigger. It's just everything that goes with it. It's, yes, that the prize money is obviously a good thing as well, but it's all the exposure that you get. So anyway, Nijman against Dobey. What are we saying? See, that's the one. And fingers just don't open. It's so annoying. Just can't open the hand quick enough. Unless I do some... I need to reposition the camera. So, the problem is, I'm playing around with the dart in my hand so much to try and find something that works. Where's Old Faithfuls? To be fair, Johnny, it's so frustrating because obviously when I had the hips, I just can't get the dart to leave my fingers. They just... See, look, that last one is when it leaves the hand. I know it's left the hand. The timing and everything was superb. Johnny, you play, you know what it's like. When it, you know it's just not leaving the hand. Yeah, the old model drift. To be fair, I don't hold them that tight, Ken, to be fair. For years, I don't think. To be fair, I love these so much, but there's just no grip on them. They are so smooth. It's unreal. So the score predictions. We've got about 20 seconds. Until pictures come back. Not very well. These are just so old, but they feel so much better in hand. Coming out next, Dobey against Nijman. As Mr. Brzezinski gets ready to get the players on stage. Let's do this then, everyone. Right. Nijman walking first, so we'll have a bit of Brian Adams, summer of '69. Do you think the PDC will ever have a Pro Tour event outside Europe? I hope so. I honestly hope so. And if the sport keeps growing, then yes. Just through a maxi. So I'm not taking that, but nice. I tend to switch the 18s a lot. Cool. I got hooked. Yeah, Peter right when his first World Championship. Nice. Wait a minute. What is that Chris Dobey walk-on song? Afternoon, Brian. Hope you are good, mate. Good to have you in. Superb, everyone, as we get going. Dobey and Nijman. I just can't. What is that Dobey walk on? I'd be interested to see if he's picked that or he wasn't allowed to use the other one. But we are underway, ladies and gentlemen. Hollywood Chris Dobey against Wessel Nijman. Yeah, bit of a sluggish, slow start for both. Defo not use the usual Euro style after the back. I think so as well. Who will win? I think it's a very close game to call. Look, you'd say Chris on experience and so on, but we all know that Wessel is more than capable. How much does it cost for them to use the walk-on songs? No, so when they're on TV, they have to pay huge royalty and license fees. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a lot. Wessel wins. Look, I think they're both incredible players, but Hollywood Chris Dobey has broken in the opening leg. Hollywood leads 1-0. I've got no idea. I just know it's a lot of money because Stephen Bunting when he was a contender in Liverpool, or challenger, whatever it was called back then, he wanted to come onto a Beatles song, but they couldn't get the rights for it. Wessel was going to need to up this average somewhat here. Yeah, I know. So many angry... If they carry on, I'll have to shut the window. But it is 2-0 to Hollywood. And look, Wessel has upped his average, but will it be enough? What I'd like to see, sir, is content. Remember our previous channel, you did 60. Yeah, 100%. But the issue is getting the blood. When I worked for them, Chris, they were part of a huge multi-million pound corporation. So we actually paid the players to come in and do all that. And then we had 3 people working on production as well. We can certainly look at something, yeah. I've watched bits of SmackDown, Brad. I've watched the clips on social. I've not watched it all. Yeah, no, we would definitely. Now we've got the office up and running, we were definitely going to try, mate. 100%. But it looks like Nijman. He was, Chris, and I told this story, it might have been yesterday when we were talking about him. He did it with these. Because like a moron, he forgot his darts and he used those bad boys to do it. Go back and have a watch of it. It was them. And Wessel has a leg on the board. 2-1. Dan's married. Gob's getting married. Wensfield getting look. Who says I'm not loved up? I just don't broadcast things as much and things like that. And also doing this job full time, it's tough. Charlotte Flair annoyed me on SmackDown the minute she returned. Dobey again, just doing enough on his own darts here. But Wessel is going to ask some questions, especially now. He is just asking questions of the Dobey throw for the first time. But Hollywood has the answers, but a bounce out at the wrong time. He's still going to get a chance. So 90 for Dobey to re-establish that 2-leg cushion. No, I literally went straight to sleep last night, Brad, but it's on my list. I'm going to try and catch up with it in between sessions. Dobey missed. Can Wessel punish? The answer is he can't. I wish, Ron, I wish. Do you think Cena wins? Sadly, I do. I wouldn't personally, but I think he will. Who here thinks MVP? Look, can he? Yeah, 100%. Will he? I don't know, but he can. And Wessel levels it up. Missed opportunities for Chris Dobey. And now Wessel is firmly in this contest. Only that he was unwell. That was all we knew, that he was unwell. Again, Wessel, he's done the hard work and got back into this, but then on his own throw, he's allowed Dobey to seize the advantage once again. Tops for Hollywood. Curious to see the next game, Bunting, That's the thing, and can Labanauskas reproduce what was a stunning performance? But Dobey has passed up the opportunity. And again, they're both missing doubles here. Who can hold their composure? And Dobey has missed again. It's a darting disaster for Hollywood. Oh my word, what is going on here? And Wessel somehow, last dart in hand, leads Chris Dobey. I wouldn't say it was convincing at all. I don't dislike it, usual suspect. I don't dislike it. Yeah, look, Chris is handing these opportunities to Wessel at the moment. Oh, hold on. Oh, I was about to say, hold on. I haven't even had a look, Brad. What time is the National? Is it still like 5 o'clock or something? Four. Oh, I better have a look then, didn't I? PDC clearly doing a deal with PDC Europe to give them a... I wouldn't say a deal. I'd say it was more a chance to help develop talent in Germany like that. Right. Let's have a look. Well, clearly he's not at the moment because he's not ranked there, but do I think he is? Yeah. The problem is Ryan's ambitions don't necessarily marry up to being a top sportsman, where he says that he doesn't care about the money and whatever, that you kind of need that. Oh, Arsenal draw. Wessel leads once more. From the 90s. Hulk Hogan, Real American. Shawn Michaels. And actually, I'm going to put DX in there. Or is that a cop-out? Hogan, the name that we shall not speak. It's a great theme tune though, isn't it? One of the Americans should walk out to that at Madison Square Garden. How we doing, Daryl? Good to have you in. Wessel has piled the pressure on Dobey here. He has taken the darts. Then he finds something. This could be two visits from the gods from Chris Dobey. Remember, 2 games to go this afternoon. Bunting against Labanauskas, and then Chisnall against Woodhouse this evening. Kicking off the show, Thibaut Tricol, who played fabulous to beat Michael Smith last night against Dimitri Vandenbogaerde, and all of a sudden Wessel Nijman is a leg away from beating Chris Dobey, and early on Dobey had the opportunities but he passed them up, and now he is under pressure. Yeah, I do remember them. Dobey with a maximum comeback has to start somewhere. Remember everyone, if you haven't yet, make sure you drop us a like and subscribe to the channel as we try and get to that magical 50k mark as quickly as we possibly can. And we massively appreciate all the support that you guys give us. Europe deserves a proper Premier League tour. Top. Would it sell though? That's the ultimate. Would it sell, and would the broadcasters want it run? I don't dislike the idea, but trying to pitch it from a sales point of view, would it sell? I don't know. Wessel Nijman has beaten Hollywood Chris Dobey. It was a doubling disaster for Dobey, if we're being honest. Only 17%, 3 from 17. Chris Dobey cannot say he didn't have chances in this game, but Wessel has taken his opportunities when they were there. Coming up next, it will be Labanauskas against Thursday's Premier League winner, Hollywood Chris Dobey. We will see who comes out on top. I'm going to keep going with the old-fashioned Lloydies because they just feel so much better in hand. So, what are we saying? Laban or Bunting? In terms of, Ron, you said a Premier League type tour. Does a Premier League type tour without Littler, Humphreys and so on sell out these big arenas? We're talking the size of the Premier League. Does it sell them out without them? I don't know. And would a broadcaster buy it without them? Is the question. But I like the idea, but does it sell? Between 3 and 5, I think it sells. But then the question is, do you get a big broadcaster to take it? Because I know, I don't know, that's the wrong term, but would Viaplay be interested without Littler and so on? I'm not sure. who made our surround. It was made by SDG Custom Designs. Did an incredible job on it for us. So yeah, the surround looks amazing. Lots of real. But again, it comes down to money and the players getting paid, security. The general staffing costs. But by the way, I actually do like the idea of it. I just don't know. The 8th best non-ranked UK in the world. 21. Alright, here we go. Pictures are back. As we get ready. Getting ready for Swissville on the stage. Right, Swissville. Is about to bring the players on, so let's get rid of the board and get ready for Darius Labanauskas. Lucky D. I would move MVG over to the Euro Premier League. Ron, I understand why, but there is no way on earth that Sky would let that happen. when you've just paid a lot of money. Right, Bunting and Labanauskas, we are ready to go. Bunting has won the bullseye as titanium is about to be bellowed out. No, because I'll get done for copyright. So, can Laban produce what he did yesterday, chat room, or is it going to be a Bunting procession? Right. Bunting's done his rendition. Bunting, you would think, yeah, I don't disagree, but look, if Laban was brilliant in beating Ryan Searle yesterday, like, really good. Remember also, if Bunting wins this game, he will go to world number 4. So it's a big incentive. Remember, the world number 4 spot could change hands a couple of times. If Bunting wins this game, he will go to world number 4. But don't count out Johnny Clayton either. He could wrestle that spot away. Rob Cross started the weekend as world number 4. He could finish it world number 6. Top 8, MVG. I'm not oversold on the lineup, Ron. Just as a fan, would I go and watch that? No. There are a few in there that I really like, but I get you've picked it on ranking. But I'm not sure the Dutch get behind all of them. I'm not sure Noppert is particularly popular. The Dutch booed Dimmy last time he was there. Right, we are underway, and that would probably work better from a sales point of view. Right. Bunting down to 76 for the opener. And Darius is on a finish. How are we doing, Fred? Hope you are good. 1-0 to the Bullet. Clinical from Stephen Bunting did not give Labanauskas the opportunity. Bunting leads 1-0. But Laban playing like he did yesterday very well. Again, Labanauskas making light work of this leg so far. Stephen Bunting not really troubling the Labanauskas throw here. It's a cheeky little 119 finish from Labanauskas. He means business. I know we're only 2 legs in, but he's averaging 111. We don't think Damon Heta will be in the Australian one, no. Because there are other tournaments on whilst it's on. Whitlock is the headline for Australia. Labanauskas is asking serious questions here of Stephen Bunting. Serious questions from Laban. Trouble 17 will get him a shot at the ball. It's not going to go. No, they've not announced it yet. Well, look, we think it will be Whitlock, but nothing is announced yet. Huge dart for Labanauskas. And he leads all of a sudden. Bunting is up against it because Laban is averaging over 107. And he has broken the throw. Oh, we'd all love the Toronto Masters. Labanauskas is playing beautifully, but Bunting is also responding here. Bunting's averaging just a tad under 96. He's playing very well. A bit of a new dart there from last time I saw Labanauskas play. I didn't really pay a lot of attention to his darts yesterday, as in what he was throwing, but a bit of a tapered nose to it. See him at the port. I say read the World Championships 100%. We will see future World Championships in the UK. Yeah, look, Barry said the same, isn't it? That even if it leaves Ali Pali, it won't leave the UK. Will us in the US ask for a tariff for those playing? Labanauskas has missed a huge chance and Bunting to break back. We are level once again. Bunting is just favourite at the moment. But again, I was about to say Laban's threatening, but Bunting replies with a maximum when he needed it. The tricky little Lithuanian is playing beautifully here. He is pushing Bunting to the absolute limit. Back-to-back maximums from Stephen Bunting, and they were massively needed, by the way. Labanauskas is asking all kinds of questions. .56 to break once more. This is brilliant from Labanauskas. And Labanauskas leads once more. Bunting is averaging a ton. Labanauskas 111. Laban is in control. I don't mind the World Cup in its current format, but I would like a Ryder Cup style tournament as well. Bunting continues to up his average, but it's not enough. He cannot get near Labanauskas at the moment. Bunting averaging 104, and it's not enough as the little Lithuanian just smiles and just keeps coming forward. He's averaging 112. Is Laban. Live Lounge Monday as always, Maximus. Bunting is doing everything in his power, but his power might not be enough. Laban should start bullseye here. Trouble 20 leaves the ball. It's not going to go, so Bunting on the 84 to break back, and it doesn't go. Misses 2 darts. Labanauskas now has daylight between himself and Bunting, the little Lithuanian. This is sensational. No, Gob's last is show 200, which off the top of my head is the 21st. Excuse me. (4-2) Labanauskas leads. Ken, look, the reason Darius lost his card is consistency. We know he's a brilliant player, but when he did what he did yesterday, that was the question: could he back it up again today? And right now, he's doing more than that. He's bettering in it. We'll work on something, Scott. Yeah. To be fair, Maximus, that's wasted on me, mate. F1 goes above my head. Wasted on me, that one, my friend. The big fish. Oh, reel it in. Stephen Bunting goes fishing. And look, he's having to hit things like this because Laban has been incredible. Oh, Lendl, you don't need to tell me that I look at Labanauskas, I look what Tom Sykes is doing, the numbers he's putting in, the numbers that John O'Shea put in at Q School were ridiculous, and he didn't get a card. Look, Q School, as we've said many times, does not give you the best players on tour. I don't know what you think, Lendl, as well, but I'd actually, Vansky and another one, I'd actually quite like to see, I don't mind the Q score in Europe and Q score in the EU being separate for stage 1, but I'd actually quite like to see them all in the same building for stage 2. Labanauskas is 84 points away from a 5-3 lead. Yeah, look, you couldn't have it one after the other, I agree. So you'd probably have to have stage 1 and then stage 2 starts 4 or 5 days afterwards or so. And I get logistically it's not easier, because I disagree with the pro rata that you can't win a card in stage 1. So just because Europe has more players in stage 1, that doesn't matter for me, because there's still 128 players going for a card in stage 2 from both. Oh my. Oh, I say it would have been brilliant from Bunting. Yeah, 100%. I'd have no issue. I'd have no issue with a stage 1 in the UK, North America, somewhere in Asia, somewhere in Australia, for Australia, New Zealand, somewhere in Europe, and then stage 2 all in one place. Labanauskas, has he just blinked? He'd been brilliant until this point, and Bunting has levelled. Labanauskas, has he just fluffed his lines? And that goes back to the consistency we say. Is Bunting going to find something when he needed it? Yeah, I just think it would be so good, and I think you'd get more interest in those territories as well. That the North Americans, I'm just plucking a city out here, they have stage 1 of their Q school in New York. You're likely to get more people travel from the States and Canada and so on to New York than you are to the UK or Germany. They are starting to whistle. Right, okay, yeah, I haven't got the sand on. Cheers, Maximus. Darts is not a world tour. No, but it wants to be a world sport, Coco. So there's certain things that they're then going to have to look to do if they want to truly make the sport global. This is things and territories that they're going to have to do. Shame you don't work for the PDC. And Bunting now leads. Stephen Bunting has shown grit, determination, and moments of class when he needs it. Is Laban going to force a last leg decider? No, at the moment, Coco, you're right at the moment, but this is the only way that percentage is going to go down and make it a global sport is by doing more things in these territories and these areas. Labanauskas needs to find something big. And he's not going to. Labanauskas leaves a bogey number. Bunting now to win it. He has been superb, Stephen Bunting. to weather that early onslaught from Labanauskas. And we now have a new world number 4. Stephen Bunting climbs into the top 4 in the world. For example, there has only ever been one good player from Africa on tour. Yeah, but the only way we get more players and get these areas better is by doing things in them and so on. I get it at the moment, but look, for me, there's too many players that drop off tour, win their card straight back, drop off tour, win their card straight back. I want to see more variation. I want to see times change. Labanauskas walks off. He is gutted. Well, I need to find a picture. And then send it to my phone. It's a funny. How about a rule that if you drop off the tour, you're not allowed? No, I wouldn't say. Look, dropping off the tour. It's sometimes you can drop off and then win it straight back, and then you go on to do better things like Aspinall and things like that. But overall, there's too many that drop off 2 years. There's too many Journey and Yo-Yo men. We don't travel to the US. Good stuff, Lendl, good stuff. So I'm just doing a social post. 2 seconds, everyone. Look, it was a great game from both. Really, really good game. It is. The Chizzy Rascal, Dave Chisnall, is up next. Right, where were we? I disagree on some of them. Some of them, yes, but then others, some of them, I don't think will have the ability to progress into top 64 players. That might be controversial, but Woodhouse has won the ball. So let's have a quick throw. You see what I mean? These darts, just wish they still made them. So, who are we thinking? Woodhouse or Chisnall? Woodhouse played. Chisnall just doesn't look the same player at the moment. Chizzy's still the best player ever. I don't know. I think Terry Jenkins is in that equation. The problem is, under pressure, I just don't trust the chisel action. Right, last game of the session then everyone. Remember, we will be returning this evening. But if you haven't yet, make sure you drop us a like and subscribe. Afternoon, Mark, hope you are good. Right. Let's get this show on the road. We'll go back to some darts. Some good darts. As Luke Woodhouse has won the ball as well. I got a money boost on 3-6, nice. So here comes the cheesy rascal, which just doesn't look himself at the moment. I don't think Chizzy. I just think I don't know. Who's better? Chizzy, but under pressure, I don't think I trust either of them. I trust Menzies' action more, but under pressure, I just don't think Chisnall's action holds up, and never has. That's why he's never lifted a big one, in my opinion. Because I say, just under pressure, that action just doesn't work. How we doing, Malachi? I hope you are good. Right. I'm sure I was born. Yeah, I just think that there's too many. The snatch and the shoulder in Chisnall's throw under pressure is hideous. I as a person, I love Dave to bits. Can I tell the story now? That's a... How are we doing, Harry? Just back from Reading, Wickham. Nice, good stuff, mate. I would... So... We have got another 3 shows, including show 200. Right, we are underway. There we go. You'll still see, he's not leaving the channel altogether, Chris. He's still going to be doing bits. Again, there's an opportunity there, but Chisnall was not taking it. This is the last game of the session, Harry. Yes. To be fair, it's a pretty good job there's a game less, otherwise it would be an overrun. Woodhouse looking at 104 to take the opener. It's a pretty lacklustre opening leg from both players at the moment. Chisnall averaging 66, Woodhouse 79. No, Woodhouse 48 for a hold. $16 for double 16. It is 1-0 Woodhouse. Is Scott Rand back from Scott Rand? That's a blast from the past, Malachi. He was probably the original cool hand, wasn't he? I only met Scott Rand once and I thought he was a bellend. Why is there only 7? No, there's only because Rob Cross withdrew yesterday after play had already started, so he's not been replaced. So I think it's Martin Schindler got the bye. So Martin Schindler played yesterday. No, not Schindler. Anyway, someone. I think it might have been Schindler. Got the bye, so he played yesterday, then gets a bye through to Sunday. No, look, this was. I wasn't involved in the media at the time I met Scott Rand. He just came across an absolute bellend. Scott Rand Luke. The 139 is on. Not now. So Chizzy looking at double 18 to level this contest up. Dave Chisnall. Has not taken it. Woodhouse looking at tops for 2-0. Tens. And he's missed. They've both had and missed opportunities. It's a very scrappy affair. And Chisnall just about gets himself out of jail. But Chisnall average is 77. Woodhouse 84. I agree, Walter, this evening's session should be very, very good indeed. Can't spell. So this, we're working your way in. To be fair, I rate Kieran McKenna as a manager, Chris. I really do. That if Spurs pull the trigger on Ange, I wouldn't be disappointed to give Kieran McKenna a shot. Is Chizzy going to break with a tongue topper? He might. He does. Woodhouse misses and Chisnall punishes. Let's be honest, it's still a very, very disappointing game in terms of overall standard after 3 legs. But Dave Chisnall leads. For Chizzy fans, that's the important thing. I don't know, Chris. He's had money to spend. Look, I get it's not astronomical amounts, but he's never going to at Tottenham. No manager is ever going to get astronomical amounts. Oh yeah, look, injuries I fully agree with, but he was and just done himself no favours either in terms of his stubbornness not to change at times when you can't be as open as what he wants to be against certain teams, especially when you have got injuries galore. Luke Woodhouse has asked the question here of Chizzy. All of a sudden, in this leg, the pair have woken up after what was a very, very slumberous start to the pair, are now in this. To be fair, if Ipswich go down, I think Liam Delap leaves as well. I think he's shown enough to get another Premier League move. Chisnall has awoken at last. At last. And Dave Chisnall, the Chizzy rascal. Are you Dave? No, where's the boo button? We need a boo button. Double 18 for Chisnall to break again. And it goes 4-1 to the Chizzy rascal. Woodhouse would be fuming. Can Woodhouse find something here? He's going to have to. A maximum is a start, but Chisnall still knows he is in control of this contest. My grand national tip is a horse called Easier as well. Well, if this one's done quickly, I will get a couple of bets on. So, oh, hello, Woody takes out 1, 2, 4 to get one of the breaks back. Still trails 4-2, but he is moving into this contest. Needs to get Chisnall thinking. Manila corner, come on, nice. Right. Woodhouse finds a treble, last start in hand. This is good from Woodhouse. It's on his own throw, but a slip into the 7 is not what the doctor ordered. Chisnall can apply pressure. But doesn't. So Woodhouse looking to set this 190 up to go within 1. Chizzy rocking some new swanky shoes and trousers. Chizzy Rascal's treating himself. So this one's finally poised. 90 for Woodhouse, 20 for Bull, treble for double 5. Bullseye. Misses. Chance for Chisnall to go within 1. Is he just a rascal? A Chizzy Rascal? No, Malachi. Chizzy is rascaling. Woodhouse misses a dart at the ball. Chisnall pins double 16 at the end of the 89 combination. Now Dave Chisnall will throw for the match. Remember, after 4 legs, this was a bit of a drab affair. But in the latter half of this contest, they have both woken up. Woodhouse would have to win 4 on the spin from here. Yeah, Matt, the back end of this game has been superb. The first 3 legs were a bit of a stinker, but since then it's been very, very good. Chizzy 302 will be looking to just set this up. Doesn't leave a finish, but is still very, very well placed. The Chizzy Rascal looking to get the job done. Nothing Woodhouse can do about it from there. So Dave Chisnall, what do you give for a cheeky little 140 to leave double 18? Not going to go. Could do with a treble though. Maybe just invites some pressure from Woodhouse. A little bit of pressure. I love Dave. To be fair, as a person, Dave's an absolute top geezer. Cheers, Last Suspect. Thank you very much. I enjoyed it. It was good to do. Tops for Chizzy, and there it is. It seals victory. The Chizzy of the Rascal completes the afternoon session. We have had victories for Cameron Menzies, Carol Sedlacek, Ross Smith, Damon Heta, Wessel Nijman, Stephen Bunting, and now Dave Chisnall adds his name to the roll of honour, which will now participate in the final day of action. What a session it has been, everyone. We will be back in about 2 hours and 20 minutes for the evening session. Should be very, very good. Looking forward to it. Humphreys, Price, Wright, all in action. So make sure you set that reminder, turn notifications on if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel so you know when we go live. We will see you at 6 PM UK time. Enjoy it, a couple of hours break, and we'll be back for the action here on the European Tour.